Okay, Mr. Motek.
Morning, morning.
This thing here is absolutely insane to a point where I don't want to blabber, I just want to know the facts, because I would have said these are 19s and you've already told me wrong.
No, they're 20s. So
there
the car actually came with a 19-inch wheel.
Sure.
I'm sure you've already shown some B-roll of the 20-inch wheels.
Sure, you love the B-roll, eh? He loves the B-roll. Sorry, Jay. Mike just asked me to do some B-roll on the M240, so I just thought I'd call you just.
So the car came with a 19-inch wheel, which looks really good actually, and because this is the M Pro pack, it has the wider arches, it came with a 245, so we carried on the 245, went for a 245 30/20 front, 275 30 rear, Michelin MP4S tyres. The carbon fibre body kit is genuine BMW, it's the only thing that's actually out there at the minute. It works really, really well. It's a nice kit. They've actually started to nail this now. Some of their M performance parts before were a bit...
Yeah.
Hit and miss.
Yep.
But with the rear, you know, spoiler, a bit ducktailish, looks good. So it's got our wheels onto it. This is our brand new wheel. It's a unique wheel. These are temporary centre caps at the minute. They are prototype centre caps, so ignore that bit. Took off the M badges, put ours onto it. Pipe across panel filter, IBAC springs, which is yet again the development set. And the only thing we've done is the Remus exhaust, which is actually a 440i rear box.
Yeah. But
then some custom link pipes. We were hoping it was going to be just a case of fitting the 440i one on.
Sure.
But unfortunately it's not.
Yeah.
So we had to have some parts made up. We sent the information back to Remus. They've also got a car in there now. We're about 4 weeks in front of them, so we wanted to be able to get some stuff done. And then obviously they'll send it across. They're working one at the minute, but in theory it'll be the same rear box with different link pipes, but from Remus. So it will sound the same and be the same. But yeah, that's where we're at the minute. But yeah, the car's only done maybe 600 miles. We put it for a detailing program here as well, but just need people like you to go and drive it and tell people what they think.
Cool, so just take it to 8,000 RPM revs and just let it bang off the limit.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of launch controls around Starbucks, whatever you want to do. But yeah, no, it's I mean, I've driven a lot of 3 Series and 4 Series. I had a 440i. The gearbox on this now with the software.
Yeah.
Have you driven one of these yet?
I have heard though, I heard this from somebody the other day at the meet. They just said, we were talking about ZFs compared to that thing over there. Yeah. They said that the ZF in this is a different ballgame.
Obviously it's the same gearbox as an M440i, 340i, and it's even very close gearbox to the M4. But the way this thing shifts gears is unreal. Like maybe they've dropped the ratio down.
Something someone was saying, close to a DCT speed.
Yeah, unreal. Like bang through the gears, just like mid-range. You know, between if you're just shifting at 4.5, 5, it's so quick on the up changes.
Love that.
You'll have to go for a drive and let me know what you think. But 100%. As a whole, it's starting to look really good.
100%. And guys, like I said, when it comes to speccing a car and doing it cleanly, there's no better place.
You like the offset of the wheels?
I remember seeing, and this is the first thing I said, I remember seeing this at the meet and I loved it, but I think now you've changed the tyre profile, it just works. It just really, really works.
Yeah, the first time obviously we got it done, we got the wrong tyres, unfortunately, but literally it was the day it drove to the show and then came back, so swapped it over. They were a little too tall.
Yeah.
It's still all unknown on this particular car.
Sure.
You know, you can order one of these from BMW, the 20-inch wheel, but they put like a 255 30/20 on it and it's just no good. So yeah, a bit mix and match, but now we've got it sorted.
I do love it.
Yeah, it's really good. Just need to put some miles on it, get some better weather.
100%.
Take it on track.
100%. Oh yes, we love that.
Do some ring times in it, maybe.
100%. We'll be taking it around Brandon doing a 37, mate.
No, I meant like laps of the estate.
Oh. Okay, so we are out in the Motek M240i. Don't know if you guys ASMR guys like this sort of sounds, but just grip. So we've warmed it up a bit and let's just see what it can do. Little kick down here. Ooh. The shifts, Mike was not joking about this gearbox. So this is a ZF8, same as what I have technically in my M240, albeit with, I would say, a more modern drive logic. So it doesn't have the ability to change the ferocity like how the DCT did and how the M cars have on their ZF, but this is very surprising. It's instant. Wow. Okay, so let's get this in order. So we'll give us the tyres time to warm up anyway. Let's put it back into comfort and just watch how the adaptive suspension takes a road like this. Takes it very well, from what I can see. Let's do the head test. So my head's here, and I'm not having much movement. So that's really smooth, which is really good. Now we whack it into sport, and then you can see straight away my head gets some movement. That is the best test to see how smooth your suspension is anyway. That's what I feel. Put it in the softer setting and then just give it some, and then put it in a harder setting and give it some again, because this for me is very smooth. Steering feels on point, and then whack it into sport again. And Mike said to whack it to the left and use manual shifting, second gear pull. Okay. The confidence this car has and the balance it has. Wow. And that's not even pushing on fully. And already I'm getting a lot of telltale signs to tell me that this thing here is well balanced. So let's talk about steering feel. So direct, man. So direct. Wow. Throwing it around these corners here, it's just point and go. And I haven't had any moments where I feel the rear end is, I don't know, back into a 30. Lovely. Look how quick that was. I haven't had any moments where I feel like the rear end's going on me, which is something that's notorious with the M-Lite. So I remember driving a 440i, and the first thing I said was it handled like something else, which didn't make any sense to me, because I said if the M440i drove like that, I wonder what the M4, and I am going to be reviewing Motec's M4 at some point, because there are going to be a few more bits done to it, and then I'm going to take it out. But the rear end is so planted. Insane. Yeah, the rear end's way better on this. What have they done different? I'll be quite keen to get underneath their this car and just see the difference between this and the F22, because the rear end on this feels amazing. I know it's got adaptive suspension, and adaptive suspension previously wasn't always the best, I've heard. Mine, I've won the KW, sure it's good, but oh Mike, you gave me a car with 30 mile of fuel in it. Lovely, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, Mike. It's alright, I'll get an invoice sent over. Sounds good as well. So how practical is this car? Rear seat space, probably the same in terms of daily in it, 100%. Like these roads, shocking roads, back into comfort, and they're a dream. No problems whatsoever. Yeah, they've really done well. Compared to mine, which is the outgoing 2 Series and M240i, they've done a serious job. So if I was to own this car, what sort of modifications would I be thinking? Probably what Motec have already done, to be fair. And I know I'm not just saying it because this definitely isn't an ad, but having the fact that I have an M240i, the fact that I have an M240i, and the fact that this is the new M240i, sure I love the rear end feel, but I don't know, I'd be more than happy to have one of these. And it is, the jury's still out on whether the fact that it is a rear wheel biased X-Drive, whether it can still be as fun. But so far I don't see why it can't. So again, just here at a junction, we'll make sure we're clear and just bang straight out the junction on the power so early. It's insane how quick it does that. It's insane. No worrying about rear end stepping out, and that's with traction fully on. And I haven't had any flashing lights apart from the fuel light. Thanks, Mike. Apart from the fuel light. Hey mate, listen to this. I'll be coming back up this road in a minute, mate. Anyway, I'm doing laps of it. Guys, this car here is an absolute game changer. I'd love to see it on track, because I think on track anyway is where you really notice the difference between an M car and an M-Lite. So on track probably is definitely something I want to do. Boy, I'm lost for words. I don't really know what to say, guys. I was expecting this to be like, yeah, sure, it's this, but this car feels amazing. What other settings have we got? So traction, let's take Sports Plus with traction. So now this is like a Sports Plus on my car. And let's just put it in DSC off very quickly. So now DSC has been deactivated, and let's see what we can do. So go around this roundabout, back on that lovely road with the farmers that love me. It still feels very grippy, and that Remus system, it's the only one. It's the only one. I remember when I had the Remus on my 140, loved it. DSC off, doesn't feel at all any, and you just know as well. Had a little bit of a moment there where I felt the rear end get a bit loose, but other than that, oh mate, I can't wait to see what the G87 M2 is going to be like, because this, oh yes, I can feel the rear wheel bias now. Oh, DSC off, and it still just wants to grip and grip. This is insane. How have they managed to do this? Again. Yeah, this is insane. Tim, what's your favourite feature of this car? It's got to be the X-Drive, man. Wow. It's got to be the X-Drive without a shadow of a doubt. Even with DSC off, the chassis, so well balanced, guys. It's insane. X-Drive on this, and the fact that it is quite rear wheel bias rather. It just, the rotation is insane. There's not a hint of understeer here. I can drive the car just on the throttle as well, which is great. Yeah, this is a winner. Worst features of this car now, and you know what it's gonna be, that rear end. All I'm gonna say is, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. It is very ET or Sid from Ice Age. I'm more of an ET fan than Ice Age. It's that little squirrel at the beginning. They just waste too much time at the start of Ice Age just with that little squirrel. No one cares about the squirrel. No one cares about the freaking squirrel. So yeah, my opinion anyway, the rear end isn't the best. The front end though, so much presence. Something I can actually say in defense of the Boutte is in this color, it doesn't draw as much attention to those eyes. Call them eyes, those eyeballs. Wow. Look at that. So that's something that probably isn't my cup of tea, but you're in the car. When you get to your car, unless you're washing it, you're looking at the road, looking at the steering wheel, looking at the interior. 80% of the time, as soon as you go to your car, 80% of the time is going to be, or even more, is going to be spent in the inside or looking at it. And if you're like me, I reverse park everywhere. It's easier to get at. So you're going to be looking at the front of the car most times anyway, and if you don't like the rear, just reverse park it anyway, you'll be fine. But for me, in this color, definitely works. Definitely works. So guys, we've got about 7 miles of fuel left, so it's about time I give it back to Mark about putting any petrol in it. No, I'm joking. I'll put a £5 in there. So guys, I'm going to end the video here. I've got to say a big shout out to Motec. This car here is a car I am going to be begging Mike to borrow to take out on track, because this is insane. The grip, the balance, craps all over mine out of the box. And I know mine's got a fair few bit of modifications, but out of the box, this shouldn't be handling the way it does. 100%. So guys, I'm going to end the video here. Big shout out to Motec for letting me borrow the car. As usual, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.